Okay, so this is about week 7 particles. I pre-rendered this by pressing the 0 key and setting a section. As I said before in class, if you want to do one thing with particles, you're probably going to have to end up duplicating the layer. Like the smoke coming out of the engine is these particles right here, and it always helps to label everything that's going on. I duplicated that layer so it's in the exact same spot, and it made the fire particles. The stars, I made two different layers of stars. There's some passing over the ship, some passing under the ship. And I've got two different types of gases with different blending modes going over a solid layer with a layer style gradient fill to help give this space-like effect. So again, like I said, you're going to have to combine multiple layers of particles to get the look you want most of the times, because the smoke is going to use a different type of physics and velocity than the fire. The fire is going to need a different type of blending mode. I'm going to show you what I mean real quick. The smoke particles, I turned off the grids and the horizon in all of these. So the smoke particles, I also had to go in and change my direction axis in the physics to get this to match up, and the gravity. That's how I got these to shoot in the direction I wanted, by playing around with my gravity X, Y, and Z and my direction axis X, Y, and Z for both particle effects. I used the faded disk so there wouldn't be hard lines, and I've got the cloud PNG with the alpha. I'm having it fade off and on this time just because I wanted to. Gave it some space-like colors, and this is a composite blending mode. The fire particles, I added a glow effect on also, just for the fire, not the smoke. So for the fire, I used a different type of physics. I used fire instead of directional. Faded disk on there as well. But I used an add blending mode with a different color for their birth and death rate, plus the size of the particles for each effect are different. And I'm going to just show you the difference. Like, they've got different birth rates and longevities, and I played around with the gravity vector for this one as well to get it to match the shot the way I wanted it. The stars, as we're going to learn in week 9, I changed the speed on them because I didn't like they were moving too fast, and I didn't want that. So I right-clicked on the layer, time stretch, made it 500, which is 5 times slower than it was moving originally. And they're still moving fairly fast, but they were 500 times faster than that. So I slowed them down. The gases were clouds, and I used the depth Q with the fog, and I changed the two different types of depth Q with the distance. One of them, I turned on, the bottom one, composite with original, so the whole scene gets an entirely different blending mode with the not only the two different composited blending modes, but my modes right here. And if you're not seeing your modes, always remember, click your toggle switches and modes. These are your switches. These are your modes. And that was just a quick introduction to particles. And like I said, think out your ideas. You're probably going to need multiple layers of particles to get them to work. And just be patient and play around with them. And I hope you have a lot of fun learning this and adding it to your motion graphic ideas.